it looks kind of yellowish and dry. But then you look at these and it's like this, it just screams life. It screams like, come study me. And I'm like, of course I'll study you. Why not? I'll go and dive and sample you.
Wendell Minckley was an ASU professor for many years, several decades. He was probably the best desert fish ecologist who ever lived. He brought me here for the first time in 1995 or so. So I came down here and said, wow, this place is amazing, and I got to figure out a way to work here. And up there you can find some pretty cool crystals. So we've been working down here since the mid-90s now, first with funding from NASA Astrobiology, and mostly we're studying how in aquatic ecosystems like in this amazing place, how chemical elements shape the ecology and evolution of life here. And then they pass it through their gill rakers and catch the snails that are in there. After a while, I realized that I couldn't work here in Mexico very long without having good Mexican collaborators. And so I was able to contact a really outstanding Mexican microbiologist by the name of Larry Souza from UNAM.
Nobody knew this place was important till W. Minckley came and saw the fishes and saw the promise of the Precambrian Park in natural history, and then drag up Jim Elser and all the Arizona team and drag me here also. And it's been science who discovered this place as being what it is. The most exciting thing was realizing that Minckley was right and that the sea was indeed here, despite that the water left 35 million years ago.
The life of a researcher, just have a lot of questions and be able to design studies that can answer them. And the more questions you have, the better.
When I got to ASU, I heard that they come down here every once in a while and study deserts and water, and that's what I'm interested in. And all of a sudden, I think 4 months after getting to ASU, I was on a plane down here, and I blew my mind. It was this desert with incredible hydrology, incredible surface waters, and incredible species, and it just added another perspective of what I thought ecosystems and rich biodiversity meant. One of my favorites, if not my favorite.
He's got expertise in hydrology and wetland ecology, and that's a lot of what's going on here, so we needed that help down here. And so he's provided a lot. He's been working with my grad student, Jessica Corman, who did her dissertation down here, so they're a good team, it seems.
Now you're ready to get the sample. Jess and I were talking, and then I sort of said, it's like, well, you know, there's more aquatic ecosystems here than these two. Why don't we try to understand how the whole valley and the whole aquatic ecosystems of the whole valley are similar or different than each other?
This highest level of endemic biodiversity here in the valley, that is species that are found only here and nowhere else on Earth, that's in the plants and the animals, the insects and such that you see, and that was known for a while. Incredible microbial diversity, just from place to place, small pond to small pond, very, very different from each other. So it's like every pond is a little experiment in evolution.
It doesn't look like much from space, it looks empty, but it's so diverse on a tiny, tiny scale. And that diversity is due because the genetic resources that these creatures have been building up for billions of years are new antibiotics, ways of degrading food that nobody has thought of. So we have to be bold and dare, just like Star Trek, and go beyond and test our efforts and how far.
So we're starting to see patterns on how different aquatic ecosystems respond to different forces or pressures. For example, either natural events like hurricanes, or even just how they're connected to each other. We're starting to realize that some of them are connected underground hydrologically and some of them are not. We have at least now 4 years of data, and that's enough, I think, for our dissertation time.
It's going to take us a very long time to dig out from under that pile of data and interpret it all. But we hope to keep coming back. We have some grants, we're still fishing around to continue our work. Valerie will still be working here, so I think we'll be able to continue. There's many things we don't know that are yet to be discovered that I hope to kids in that town will discover someday that could, make a difference in medicine or agriculture or other areas where we need more knowledge.
I think the Arizona team is fantastic because they are very deep in each of the points that they bring in the puzzle. And the Mexican team has been collaborating in so many ways that enhance what Arizona team is doing. And so I think this is not only a social experiment on the point of view of the community, it's a social experiment on the point of view on how to do science in a horizontal way where everybody is important.
The water will flow from any nation to nation without asking for permission, without asking, can I collaborate with you in order for me to flow? No. Water will flow and it will change. It will change the biotic, it will change the abiotic. So we as scientists should be also working the same way. We should just be fluent with how we do our science, how we ask our questions. We shouldn't limit our questions based on any boundaries or any nationalities. The more team members that know how to work together, that combine their methods, combine their science, it just produces beautiful, elegant science.